Hi everyone, my name is Matthew Griffin. I'm the CEO and founder of the 311 Institute, a global futures and deep futures think tank looking up to 50 years out. However, unlike a lot of my fellow futurists, I'm no best-selling author, despite the fact that I've actually published 13 books. The last one was actually created by an artificial intelligence. Now, the reason for that is because I actually give all of my content away for free. And I do mean all of my content away for free. So if you are looking for the latest trends, that's it. This Trends Codex contains over 230 megatrends. I haven't counted them, but I'm estimating there are tens of thousands of facts and statistics and everything else in here. So let's give you a little quick preview of this one. Now, as you can see, this thing is chunky. It's about an inch thick. Yeah, we pick this. You can see that every single trend, and the trends cover society, technology, environment, economics, as well as politics. They also cover every sector and every line of business. As you can see, every single trend is actually laid out in a very easy to use fashion. So this one here, we have customer experience trends, omni-channel experiences, and so on and so forth. But I mean, if we just randomly flick through, and actually I just got the, I just got exactly the same page. We can see here, social trends. You know, if you want to find out what the latest social trends are that are going to affect your business, then we've got that. If you want to have a look at biodiversity collapse and you want to understand some of the things that you can do to actually reverse biodiversity collapse, as well as how this relates to things like ESG and so on and so forth, there's lots of details there. So that's just one. Now, when we start having a look at some of the others, we have this. This has taken over 4 years to put together. All of these codexes are what I call living documents. They are constantly updated. This one has been updated this year, same with the Trends Codex and so on and so forth. Now, this particular exponential technology codex looks at over 300 emerging technologies, again in exquisite detail, and I'll show you again in a moment. But it covers over 13 categories of technologies. And if we have a look at things like stellar engines, then we actually go up to the year 2300 and beyond, which is a little bit crazy. But the vast majority of the emerging technologies that I actually track and focus on in this book, as well as sort of with the work that I do, actually sort of has a little bit more of a sort of sensible timeline up to 2075. Now, if we have a little look at this particular codex, we'll see that we've got things like, in this case, terahertz computing chips. We've also got delay-tolerant networks. So I'm just picking these at random, obviously, but if you're actually in space, delay-tolerant networks is something you really want to get your head around. But, you know, as you can see, we sort of keep going. You know, when we have a look at energy, basically we've got things like nano generators. Do you want to turn your body into a battery like we do in the Matrix? Then this one is for you. And so on and so forth. You know, and you kind of get the idea basically with these things. Digital metamaterials, if you ever thought that a material couldn't be digital, think again. This one is out of China. So in this particular case, we can tune metamaterials which actually have special acoustic, optical, and sort of non-natural properties to do all kinds of weird things. And in fact, this one actually is a very close cousin of another kind of metamaterial which gives us invisibility cloaks. So anyway, as you can see, this is another sort of thick book. I mean, again, they're getting really expensive to print. Yeah, it's actually one of my biggest problems now. So if you do want to print them and you know how to do it cheaply, shout me up. And then basically when we actually have a look at all the different technologies and trends that you can sort of go through and you can explore and you can think about and you can run foresight programs from to generate scenarios, which you can then use to inform future strategy and everything else. This one puts everything together. So this is my How to Build Exponential Enterprises Codex. It was actually built and based off a lot of my conversations with some of the world's leading CEOs and boards who often said, you know, the future is over here. We're here. You know, how do we cross the chasm? How do we get from A to Z? Now, this particular guide, it's not an innovation framework. It's much more than that. It is a literal A to Z guide of how to go from a blank sheet of paper, whether you're an 8-year-old student and go and download this and you'll see exactly what I mean by that, or whether you're an 80-year-old CEO executive of the world's largest organizations. So speaking of which, we actually have a lot of the world's largest organizations using this to actually build the future visions and strategies for their companies, future products and development, and all sorts of stuff. But as you can see, with this particular one, again, it's all kind of neatly laid out. We have timelines basically that you can follow when it comes to, in this particular case, the Pathfinder team. Now, the Pathfinder team, this is how we do disruptive innovation, as well as just iterative innovation. But as we start having a look through some of the other ones, I mean, yeah, it's huge. We've got all the different resources that you might need. So this one basically is the disruptiveness test. Okay, so you've sort of gone out, you've had a look at the markets that you're interested in, you've decided that you found some problems to solve, you've decided to make a couple of prototypes and MVPs and all that kind of stuff. So how do you actually test whether or not the products that you've actually built or are building are actually disruptive in the market or not? So as you can see, I mean, these things, again, are just huge, huge books. And it's, when we have a look at things like organizational purpose, I explain again in exquisite detail, what does having an organizational purpose mean and how do you go about creating an organizational purpose and so on and so forth. So as I say, I'm not going to go through all of this because these would be very long videos. You can download these from the QR code basically and the links below. But as I say, again, it's another inch thick book. They were never really designed to be this big. That's it. And I try to simplify all of these things as simply as I can. That's it. But, when we have a look out to the wider world, there is a huge amount going on. There are hundreds of emerging technologies that we can combine together to create next generation products and services that can then change people's lives, livelihoods, and lifestyles. There are hundreds, I mean, really thousands of different mega trends, but also sort of smaller micro trends and regional trends that can affect the future trajectory of your business or your research and development or your product development or your customer markets and so on and so forth. So, when we actually have a look at all of these different sort of books, when we start putting them together, these literally create a one-stop shop that you can go to figure out what does your future look like or what could it look like. So I hope you enjoyed the little video, and just remember, all my stuff's free. So let me know what you build with it. If you download these things and you actually like them, let me know. If you hate them, let me know. That's it. These are always being updated, and you can find all the latest updates to these on the 311 Institute. So just go to 311institute.com/insights, and you will find these and all of my other 12 non-best-selling books right there. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Take care and have a great future. Ta-da. Bye-bye.